face-to-face appointments constantly. That's pre-foreclosure. So what does that mean? At 31 days at 5 p.m., you're 30 days late. Okay, at 61 days at 5 p.m., you're 60 days late. At 91 days at 5 p.m., you're 90 days late. There's something that happens on the 91st day at 5 p.m. 85% of people who miss 3 full payments, statistically, will never make another payment again. They're not going to get approved for a loan mod. They're not going to find an alternative to foreclosure other than transferring the title on their property. Okay? The reason I tell you that, it's about 4% of all active mortgages in the United States. It's about 3.5. Okay? So it's literally hundreds of thousands of properties in every single market across the United States. There are people who miss payments. We, as real estate professionals, okay, I don't care if you're an investor or a realtor on this call, we have access to that data. Okay? There are a couple of sources, and in a few minutes, I'm going to physically pull data and show you exactly the marketing that I'm going to be doing this week and how I'm getting face-to-face. That's why I like pre-foreclosure. But let me go into further detail of why pre-foreclosure is ideal. Okay. Number one is what I call the big 3. Working pre-foreclosure, the homeowner who is in default, who's missed the payments, does not answer the door, they don't answer the phone, and they don't read their mail. That's awesome. That means I don't have to worry about real estate agent competition, right? I don't want to deal with agent competition. It's just too time consuming. I'm just being perfectly honest. It's no different than somebody going online and dealing with the Zillow factor, sort of, more or less. I want my client right where I left him. Number 2, they're not going online, right? They're not looking at Zillow. They're not trying to get the highest price. They don't care. They're missing payments. They can't make the current payments that they have. Next, they need to sell and not necessarily want to sell. For those of you that have worked with an expired, you already know this. They're looking for top dollar based on some crazy Zillow matrix estimate formula, which is pricing their property out of range. When you're talking about pre-foreclosure, notice of default or greater, right? That means at least 6 months delinquent. They need to sell, not necessarily want to sell. And once they list it, they actually sell the property. They're looking for a change of life. Once they commit, they actually move forward. And they'll close on time. They'll even take cash offers, which means I have the opportunity to work with an investor, and I can double end the deal or go into partnership with that investor and take a portion of the profits. Okay? And I'm going to actually show you one of those last deals that I did. So let's do the 3 steps of marketing. What I'm going to do is break down each section and then actually go on the web and do a search, set it up, do my mapping, show you how to put out the marketing. Work for everybody? So step 1 is identify. We need to make a list of people who need to list their home, right? We need a list. We need the leads. It's all data at this point, no matter what you believe. Even if you pulled expireds from the MLS, that's just data. Okay, that's not a lead. It's a list. I don't understand this. I see people who purchase data a lot, either off the web or whatever source. It's just data. It's not anything more than a data list. Until you do marketing and they respond to you, right? That's when it becomes marketing and a lead that you can cultivate into a listing. So the first thing we need to do is make a list in your area to generate business. Second, monster marketing. It's not difficult. You just go to the property, you put the marketing on the property. It's sort of an automated process. Once it's in place, just go put it up and wait for your appointments, right? Because if you're meeting with homeowners guaranteed each and every week, which is what I'm promising you, if you do what I tell you to do, right, you will meet with homeowners each and every week. I don't know what your current business model is. Here's what I can tell you. There are 2 things that take away from this phone call, from this call/webinar today. 2. Number 1, please work niche marketing. If you want to survive this summer, start working a niche. If your only takeaway is from this webinar is I got to work a niche, that's great. I won. Number 2, if you're going to work with me, right, you need to follow these very simple steps and go on your appointments. Going on appointments is what gets listings. I've seen it right now with a lot of people that are trying to take advantage of real estate professionals, realtors, investors. I'm on all the lists, so I get all the emails. So I know what's being sold and what's promised right now. If you are being guaranteed anything less than an appointment, right, then you shouldn't do it. The appointment is singularly the most important part to getting a listing. Got it? This is Steve Hawks, #1 agent, Las Vegas, Nevada. He called Monster Marketing the most effective system on the market. Anybody can reach people. With this system, you can connect with people. You can reach 1,000 homeowners a week, but what good is it if you don't connect? That's right. So I'm going to show you why it works, how it works, and make it really super simple for all of you. So step one, I have a formula. I would like you guys to all write this down. It is my personal formula. I put out 36 marketing pieces per week. That will generate 3 to 5 face-to-face appointments per week. It requires that I do about 1 hour of work per day to get one listing per month. Do you want me to say it again? Put up 36 marketing pieces, right, per week, with appointments, with everything, with meeting with homeowners. It's about an hour of work per day towards getting one listing per month. Okay? So step one is selecting 36 homes within your area. I'm going to explain the criteria, then I'm going to actually show you how to pull data. Okay? There are 3 ways to get your hands on pre-foreclosure data. Number 1, you can go down to your local county courthouse and you can pull the data. It's public data. You can pull it yourself. Go to the county recorder's office and get it. Number 2, if you are in a state that does not have a RESPA issue, you can get it from your title representative. I don't know where many of you are from on this call. I'm just telling you, check with your title rep. They can provide NODs, notice of sales, auction dates. They can provide all that data for you for free. I'm in California, so I can't use my title rep. The third method is to use an online source. We use Property Radar. It's what I teach. They'll actually give you a free trial, right? You can just click and sign up for a free trial, okay? So let me come back to this in just a minute. Let me check in with you guys real quick. By a show of hands, there's a button on your screen. Everybody with me? I'm going to start running a search right now. Good. Let me see where all of you are. There's only one of you that seems to think that I'm making any sense. Did I say it right? Lyanne? And thank you, Renee. Cool. There's a couple of you. Cool. Is what I'm saying making... Okay, here's the next question. Good. You guys are all with me. Second question. Is what I'm saying making sense to all of you in your markets? You guys understand the difficulty and working the niche and where I'm going with this. Everybody good so far? All right. Good. 2 of you agree with me. All right. Thank you. All right. Just making sure. So get a free account on Property Radar. Try it out. Thank you, Rosa. All right. I'm going to just show you the basics of Property Radar. Okay. I'm not here to do a one-on-one to teach you guys how to use Property Radar. I'm just telling you, nationally speaking, it's the best and it's the simplest. All right. So all you have to do to make Property Radar work is type in the area you're interested in. Right. I'm going to do Anaheim, California. It's going to run a search for me. And yeah, I'm sure it will. So it's going to provide everything. I have to filter out, right? I need to filter out properties that have already been foreclosed. What I'm looking for are properties that just have a missed payment on it. So I'm going to filter all those things out, and then I'm going to download this list for my area. I'm going to give you my search criteria that's already built in. Please write this down. First and foremost, I want only properties that are owner occupied. It's really important. Owner occupied only. You're going to put direct marketing onto a property. You want the owner to find that marketing. So I only want to do owner occupied. Number 2, I'm going to filter out bankruptcies. Number 3, I'm going to filter out probate or deceased. Number 4, I'm going to filter out actively listed properties. Everybody got it? Show of hands. Everybody's good. You guys can run a property search. Are there questions about running a property search? Now's the time. So when you get your list, you'll download it, right, to an Excel spreadsheet, and this is what it looks like. This is an old one that I use from Covina, okay? I use this on most of my webinars. This is just an old data list for the city of Covina, but this is what it'll look like when you download it, right? So now I'm ready to go put out marketing. I like to put out 12 marketing pieces per day. I don't do anything too crazy. I only spend about an hour putting out marketing pieces each and every day to generate my 3 to 5 face-to-face appointments. Okay? Everybody good right here? Show of hands. You guys all understand what we're doing at this point? Where's Renee and everybody who was responding before? Liane? You guys are all good? Okay. Rosa, you're in Florida. It doesn't matter. Where in Florida, Rosa? Property radar is, yes, it most assuredly is. Where in Florida are you, Rosa? West Palm Beach. Of course they are. Palm Beach. Give it a second. Yes, it's in Florida. How cool is this? It's actually all set up for California. Sorry. Any. And then I want West Palm. Wow, she's got it set up for those states. But yes, they're in West Palm Beach. I know for a fact. For those of you who've been on my, thank you, Javier. For those of you who've been on my other webinars, I used to use a different company for my presentations. This is my own personal property search that's set up for me and my realtor. I didn't realize she's got it all set up already. But yes, they're in Rosa. They're in Florida, 100%. Know for a fact. All right. So now that I have a data list, but Rosa, in your case, I wouldn't use property radar. Rosa, I wouldn't use property radar. You're in Florida. Call your title attorney. I also think that your MLS has access to that data as well, if I'm not mistaken. Does that make sense? Title records are available through your MLS. I'm quite sure. If not, use your title attorney. Yeah, you can pull it there. Why would you pay for a third-party system? Pretty simple. Just get the free data. Everybody good? All right. So now I have a list, right? So now I'm a big fan of working smarter, not harder, okay? A man I'd like to call mentor and friend, Tim Ferriss, wrote the 4-Hour Work Week. So I need to work in picking up my daughter from school and putting out my marketing pieces. It's tough as a single dad. I'm sure all of you understand this, right? We do real estate because of the amount of time it provides for us. So I want to go and put marketing pieces up and still be able to have freedom to go and pick my daughter up. So how do I do that? I make a map. I drive to the property. How do I make a map? Let's make a map, shall we? We teach our students to use Root Excel. It's a very simple mapping program. Works in Florida, by the way, Rosa. I'm going to go back to my data list, and I'm going to pull 12 addresses.